Doctor, we'll deep dive straight into our topic of sunscreen. So, what is the importance of sunscreen according to you?
So it is actually a barrier and a protectant for the skin. It helps you protect against UVA, UVB, infrared and visible blue light. Now what is happening because of this? Sun damage will result in multiple skin issues. Normal aging, I'm 40-year-old, I'm 20-year-old, I'm going to have some chronological aging. So you are going to take care of yourself, protect from the age of 6 months old baby. You should start using photo protection. The word is photo protection rather than sunscreen. Your peers who are not taking skincare, and when you are doing, you will see the difference in the texture of your skin, in the tone of your skin, in the elasticity of your skin, in the firmness of your skin. Today is the beginning of a skincare. Within 6 months, you can see the transition.
Hello everyone, I'm your host Pooja and I welcome all of y'all to the Sunscreen Must special podcast. In today's podcast, we are going to be shedding light on the importance of sunscreen and spreading the usage of sunscreen around the year. Sunscreen is an absolute essential, be it any time of the year. And with summers kicking in and with heat waves amidst the global warming, it's all the more essential that we refamiliarize ourselves with the sun safety practices. So in today's podcast, we'll share all the importance of the sunscreen. We'll also share how you should be applying this sunscreen. We'll also be debunking some of the myths around sunscreen usage and some of the common myths that you'll be thinking of. And all of this will be shared with us through a very renowned dermatologist and cosmetologist who is with us from Mumbai. Please welcome Dr. Raina Nahar. Dr. Raina, welcome to our show Sunscreen Must podcast.
Thank you so much, Pooja. It's such a pleasure to share this space with you. It's absolute honor.
Likewise, doctor. So just before we really start with our podcast today, I wanted to know, what do you do to keep yourself this beautiful and gorgeous?
I think the compliment should go either way, okay? I'm very happy to see you today. And what you said, it was such a sweet thing to begin the podcast and this thing to compliment so sweetly. I think it's very simple. Good eating, healthy lifestyle, and a simple and a good sustainable skincare. That is about it. That will help you to glow.
Wow, so doctors made it really simple, but we know there's a lot that we need to be doing today to make ourselves look that beautiful. So doctor, let's deep dive into the topic. So doctor, we'll deep dive straight into our topic of sunscreen. So what is the importance of sunscreen according to you? And with this global warming and this rising sun exposure, what do you really think we should be doing?
So Pooja, the first name itself, sometimes puts us, sunscreen, I should be applying it when I'm going out.
Yeah.
I should be using in summers. Why do I apply when I'm indoors?
Yeah.
So it is actually a barrier and a protectant for the skin.
Mm-hmm.
It helps you protect against UVA, UVB, infrared and visible blue light. Now what is this basically? UVA and UVB is from sun exposure.
Yeah.
Your lights at home, if you're a homemaker, you're cooking food, you enjoy cooking, all that heat is also damaging. If you and I have a lot of desk job and there are a lot of gadgets, there's computer, there's television screen, there's a cell phone here, all these lights are also damaging. That comes in the spectrum of visible blue light. So it is not just the sun exposure that we are worried about. We must take care of any visible light or heat that we have to protect ourselves. Now what is happening because of this? Sun damage will result in multiple skin issues, from sunburn to tanning to a certain term which is known as photoaging. If you allow me to explain this term, normal aging, I'm 40-year-old, I'm 20-year-old, I'm going to have some chronological aging. But my exposed areas and covered areas with clothes, they're going to age differently. Today, if our friends who are watching us go back home and check, in the mirror if you're looking, the face and neck is aging differently, your hands and feet are aging differently, the covered areas look much more younger. From your lines to your pore size to your pigmentation to everything is different. This term is known as photoaging, which even the gadgets that you're using will trigger that. To something more serious like skin cancers. So you are going to take care of yourself, protect from the age of 6 months old baby. You should start using photo protection. The word is photo protection rather than sunscreen. It should be a photo protector which has a broad spectrum. You're protecting yourself from UVA, UVB, heat, that is infrared, and visible blue light. If you're taking care, your sunscreen is actually doing all this for you.
Yeah.
From sunburn, tanning, aging to skin cancers, it is protecting you from all of this. So the importance of sunscreen we've just highlighted briefly.
Indeed. And that was precisely my next question to you, that is the sunscreen usage really is it that the sun exposure is really affecting our skin to an extent that it can lead to skin cancer? If there's something that you want to highlight about that as well.
Absolutely. So I'll tell you simple way in which we begin with. Like I said, there are a lot of precancerous conditions and skin cancers which can affect the skin type because of long-term unprotected skin exposure to UV light. So these UV light what basically it does, जैसे these sunlights are entering your skin, they're damaging the DNA of your skin. And they're making those changes which will predispose you to certain changes. If medical terms I can say, from telangiectasia to actinic keratosis to skin cancers like squamous cell, multiple myeloma, your malignant melanoma, all these multiple skin issues, BCC, can be triggered because of that. Now, one thing that we usually see when patients tell us that, doc, this is only for fair skinned people, I'm a little darker, I can probably escape the sun, the sunscreen application makes me feel greasy. So it is not about that. See, the fair skinned people, what is the basic difference also, if you allow me to explain?
Yes,
Somebody your skin tone, fair skin tone will have less of pigment, simple science. Lesser melanin is your protection, it is the safe security guard, not allowing anybody to enter in. So melanin will prevent the UV damage, it will filter it there, and it will not allow the DNA to get hampered. Okay. So now if you're fair skinned, your melanin is lesser and it is dispersed very diffusely in the skin. If I'm a person of a darker skin tone, color, so that time I have more melanin, I'm blessed with more protection, and my melanin is densely occupied. So my damage is lesser, but that does not minimize the damage completely. I will have lesser damage, but what happens is earlier signs of changes will not be seen. If I'm fair skin tone, I will see the skin changes. I'm having some skin changes. My veins are more visible. I'm getting an ulcer. It is not healing. My moles are becoming bigger. I can reach out to the doctor to check and examine that earlier. The same thing goes unguarded with a darker skin tone. They will not recognize the problems earlier and they come with the more advanced stages of skin cancer. So this is the most important thing, is UV radiation exposure is the primary thing for skin cancers.
So that's how important sunscreens are in today, and that's why we're having this podcast clearly today. So Doctor very beautifully explained the importance of sunscreen, but let's look at the real harsh reality. Are people or the patients who are coming to you, are they really aware about sunscreens and are they using it, or are they asking you about it for that?
So you'll be surprised that even today people are not aware about the importance of sunscreen. And more so the younger kids are more aware because of the influx of social media. They're aware, they come. The school kids are more keen that we go out, we play sports, we are swimming. On day-to-day activity, you tell me what is the skincare and sunscreen that I should use. But majority of young adults are still not aware. They still think that I work indoors, why do I need sunscreen? I have oily skin, why should I apply sunscreen? It makes me feel more greasier, it results in more acne prone, or it gives me white cast. So all these things are thing of past. Their sunscreens are much more evolved, they're more helpful in adapting to different skin types also. So awareness is still less, and that is why people like you, when they come up with such topics, it creates a very good platform for people to know it.
Absolutely, and the awareness will come in through this podcast and reaching out to your doctor to understand what sort of sunscreen really would be helpful for you. So, Doctor, moving on, because it's summer season, we're all talking about, feeling sweaty and stuff during this weather. What is the cornerstone summer skincare that you can suggest?
What you rightly said, no, we are sweaty and it's extremely hot. So, suppose if weather like ours in Mumbai, where it's, you step out and you're sweating it out, whatever you applied, by the minute you've reached your destination, it's all, it's all melting. So, you don't feel very comfortable using anything. And that is the biggest mistake. So the choice of products has to be very important, Pooja. So when you're using a skincare, extreme summer will dehydrate the skin. You need to create the barrier, so you're going to use serums rather than creams and lotions, which make it very greasy. Serums are very easy to absorb. So they will help you, and you should use very lightweight. So low molecular weight products like hyaluronic acid, which hydrates, does not make it greasy. Glycerine is there as a moisturizer. So during the day, these products are very helpful. Niacinamide will repair the barrier. So these products during the day will help you, and it will absorb in skin within 2 to 3 seconds. So you're prepped. Your sunscreens also should be either gel based or very light. So these sunscreens will absorb and they will not make it greasy. And the key is to reapply. So that will, if you continue to use the same sunscreen for morning once, it is not very effective. And second, it starts oozing oil. So you're not comfortable. So reapplying is also the key.
Okay. Since you've just mentioned about reapplication, doctor, I want to touch that topic, that in how many hours do we need to really reapply a sunscreen, if at all we have to?
Yes. So Pooja very nicely again asked, how much quantity and how do we reapply? So ideally textbook wise, if you say, so we are going to always, I'll give a simple example, is this is 1 fingertip unit. So like that 2 fingertip unit is required for a face.
Okay.
Again, the humidity, the weather, everything is different. So this much sunscreen to apply may be a very greasy experience for someone.
Okay.
So you must apply enough to allow a thin layer to be there on the skin. It should not leave a greasy cast. Otherwise, a simple gel also will look very uncomfortable for you. So it should be a thin layer on the face. Not going by the textbook, but by the weather and by your activity. I may be inside an AC office. Somebody must be having a outdoor work. So for them, it is going to be very difficult to keep reapplying. So for them, it is going to be simple tricks like sun sticks are available now. It's like a roll-on. That's very helpful. If there's a sports person, they can use a mist. So it's very easy to reapply again for larger areas. Suppose if I'm a swimmer or an athlete, so I sweat it out a lot, or I'm in water. So that time waterproof sunscreens are available. So they can give you sun protection, which is double actually. You get refraction from the water also.
Absolutely.
So that time these sunscreens will be used, and these specific sunscreen 2 or 3 hourly, if you can reapply, that would be ideal. So we usually tell them after bath in the morning, once again at lunch break. If you have indoor activity, if you're outside, you have a sales job, you're traveling a lot, maybe one more time at tea break, 4 o'clock.
Okay. So that's put up very simple. But doctor, I do apply this sunscreen. So in case I could request you to showcase how should we really apply that 2-finger method, if that can be really showcased to our viewers, it'd be super helpful.
So if you don't mind, I'll just explain this sunscreen also very nicely. It has been, so for patients. Now, how do I know which sunscreen to buy? We end up looking something online most of the times. My favorite person is endorsing something. It's very easy for me to get attracted and use that. My friend has suggested something. Again, it's very easy for me to, आपको अच्छा लगा, चलिए मैं भी try कर लेती हूँ. So these are medicines. We cannot try. You will not try a diabetes medicine or a cardiac medicine just because your family is using. So for these also skincare, my skin type, I am acne prone, oily prone, I have dry skin, what my activity, like I said. So for that, different sunscreens are available. Now, for example, this sunscreen, what we are talking about, it is gel based. As the name suggests, that it's an acne UV sunscreen. So anybody who has oily, acne prone skin, they can always understand that these are the ingredients, or this is something that I need to use, a gel based sunscreen, not a lotion or a cream based sunscreen. Second, it is silicone based. So it will not clog your pores. It will act like a barrier properly. Third, whenever you look at the sunscreen, you must look at broad spectrum sunscreen. We've always heard, what is this broad spectrum? So first, when I just explain UVA, UVB, infrared and visible light from your gadgets and everything. So see this. When you see this, you see everything that is there. UVA, UVB, visible light. So you need not use 2 or 3 different sunscreens to segregate it. It has all in one. Second, 2-3 more important technical things. SPF, PA rating. We've heard a lot, but we don't know because it's very technical. Sun protection factor, PA rating, kya hai? So basically what it is, if I have applied sunscreen on one hand, I'm going to see how much time it takes for my sun exposure to make this red. If this is 30 SPF, it is going to take 30 times more for my skin to get red when exposed to sun compared to an unprotected area. So now when you see these numbers, SPF 30 will give you approximately 93 to 97% reduction in the UV index. Anything beyond that, 50, 80, 100, it does not completely minimize. Anything between the range of 97 to 99% only you're getting protection. So anything above 30 SPF is good for us. Second, you always see PA rating. +4, +3. PA यानी UVA light, which actually causes a lot of aging process.
Okay.
How much are you able to protect it with your sunscreen? So it has +4 suns rating. So I'm going to protect myself from aging. I'm going to gracefully age slowly by using this sunscreen. So everything is written if we are very vigilant rather than just seeing a good packing. It has a wonderful packing also. But seeing all these things, you know that you're using the right sunscreen. For an acne prone, anybody between the age of say 13, as young as a teenager can start using this to adult age group.
Wow.
So like I told you earlier also, quantifying it sometimes is very difficult. So 2 fingers the rule is sometimes difficult. So if you give me a chance, I would like to show you what is a 2-finger rule. So as you use a toothpaste on your toothbrush, simple as that, you must just give a pressure. And as you're taking it, from here if you take, just like a thin layer. I have seen patients filling up like a mehndi. They fill up the entire quantity and they come back and they feel, doc, the sunscreen is a bit too much for me. So this is a 2-finger rule where you use this fingertip unit. This much is enough, and this is not very excessive quantity also. So this sunscreen, this much application for the face and neck of a young individual is more than enough. And reapply 2 or 3 hourly, depending on your work.
Yeah, I think reapplication is a key thing that we usually forget.
Absolutely.
So we'll keep that in mind, and I'll keep that in mind too. So thank you very much for highlighting that.
Wonderful. So I'll just show it for people also. See, this much quantity is enough. This is 1 fingertip unit and this is the second fingertip unit. So 2-finger rule is not that you have to use 2 fingers भर के sunscreen. वो नहीं करना है. This is 1 fingertip. This is second fingertip. This much quantity for 1 application for your face and neck is good enough. It should always be remembered that it has to be like a thin layer on your face, not like a sticky paste. It was thin layer which is absorbed well. So this is your 2 fingertip unit that you must use for 1 application.
So, Doctor, now the question that's coming to my mind is, how do we really decide which sunscreen to be chosen? Is it basis the region that people are living in, or is it basis the age group that they're starting off? So when does it really begin, if you could just highlight that? So I just briefly told you in the beginning also, as young as a 6-month-old baby has to use a photo protection. So it does not mean that a 6-month-old baby and a 60-year-old lady will use the same sunscreen. So age dependent. Second, region dependent again. And activity dependent. What is my work profile? So for young kids up to the age of 12, we will use a typically physical sunscreen. Now, what is this basically? Less number of chemicals. Because they are too young, their skin can absorb the chemicals much faster, and we don't want to expose their naive skin to any toxins. So for them, it is a physical sunscreen. Now, if you remember earlier, we've seen those cricketers wear the white sunscreen when they were playing. So people always were wary of that. Doc, for them it's okay, they're playing on ground. We cannot go with this, and we cannot send kids to school with this kind of sunscreen. So now we have silicone based sunscreens which absorb and don't give the white cast. So I have seen many a times that moms end up using their own sunscreen to the kids and send them to school. So that is not the way it is. For kids there are specific sunscreens which are physical filters. So that should be used. Second, as the teenagers begin, so your oil glands are now active, you're going to start getting oil secretion. Up to 70 to 80% teenagers will have acne eruptions at one point or the other, and they will have severity dependent also. Some may have mild, some may have more, but majority of them will experience it. So for teenagers who are more interested and aware of the skin products, for them to not go wrong, for them it is extremely important to use non-comedogenic, oil-free, matte finish, gel-based sunscreen. Every word is equally important of what I have said. Please make them use these so that they don't end up using cosmetics to, okay, now I have used this greasy sunscreen, let me use makeup to mask it. They would not require anything of that sort. A gel-based sunscreen is now easily available, good quality medicated products, which will help you to not clog your pores. And you may also be surprised, in acne treatment we use sunscreens because direct sun exposure will aggravate your acne. They will become more and more inflamed. So it is a part of the treatment for acne for teenagers. Sunscreens are that important. So teenager group is over. Then the young adults who are now working,
exposed to, maybe most of us, laptops, computers, sun exposure. We are traveling from work to
Right.
home to work. So for us, again, if the place is very humid, like in Mumbai, you can't use very thick sunscreens.
Yes.
Again, your silicone based anhydrous sunscreens are better, your gel based sunscreens are better. Sun sticks are available now. So you can reapply without having, suppose I'm wearing makeup at work, I cannot wash everything, reapply the
Yes.
sunscreen. It is not practical. How much ever I may compel my patients,
Absolutely.
or I may tell Pooja, you have to now reapply. It's been 3 hours now. So now hybrid makeup is available, which has sunscreens in it. There are tinted sunscreens which are available, which give you that, that nice finish where you don't have to use makeup again and again.
That's good.
Plus compacts are available, tinted sunscreen. So you can touch up your makeup without having to worry.
Wow.
So your reapplication of sunscreen is easier again. Again, the age group, we are going more towards 50 plus. So they are getting dehydrated, their skin is becoming drier, wrinkled, they are losing the elasticity. Photo aging is also happening.
Yes.
So for them, lotion based or a cream based, moisturizer based,
Okay.
because that is the age group who may not want to
Yeah.
apply 10 different things. Doc, you have given me a moisturizer, then a serum, then a sunscreen, so many things. Can you help me with little concise skincare? So for them, this works really well. A moisturizer or a cream based, ceramide based sunscreens are now available. So that is very helpful.
Okay.
So age related we have covered.
Yes.
Again, region related, like we said, humid, it has to be mattifying. Dry will always be moisturizer based.
Okay.
So your sunscreens are completed here only.
Sorted.
Yes. So
Yes.
we cannot wear the same depending on our age and work.
So, Doctor, I understood. I think there's a lot that needs to be considered while deciding which sunscreen to use, age and XYZ. I understood about summer skincare also, but is it like I need to change my sunscreen basis every season? Is that how it is going to be?
Now those patients who have now understood, especially the younger adult, so between the age of 20 to now 30s, 40s, most of them have a skincare in place.
Okay.
So for them, if we've given something, they've probably visited me 3 months back.
Okay.
So the winter sunscreen will not work. They will visit us again and they'll say, now doc, it feels very heavy on the skin.
Okay.
The moisturizer base which you gave me earlier, which is not working right now.
Yeah.
So season wise also there will be a difference. So you will always use, when you're sweating it out, summer, easy, that time you're going to use again a lightweight.
Yeah.
When you're crossing your winters, you're always going to use, because you're going to reapply it, your moisturizer base.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a little bit more creamier.
Okay.
So region wise and season wise, your sunscreen will change and your patients will come and tell you again that this is not for season now. Again, same goes with travel, Pooja.
Okay.
If I'm traveling, obviously I'm going to have a lot of sun exposure. I'm going to be outdoors.
Yeah.
Reapplication sometimes is tough. So that time your mist sunscreens for the body and your roll-ons or the sticks
Okay.
is better. You can definitely not keep applying and blending the sunscreen all the time. So that time you're sorted with your sunstick. So now we have patients who are aware and they tell us also, okay, doc, I'm going to this place. I'm going to see the the aurora light. So that time it's going to be very cold. What sunscreens do I wear?
Wow.
So we feel so happy that time.
And they're thinking through all of
Yes,
this.
I'm going to
That's
Bali. I'm going to have a lot of tan. What do I do? We feel very happy.
very good. I think it's great that people are thinking about
Yes,
skincare
yes.
and they're keeping that as the primary focus. I'm glad about that. So, Doctor, I've understood a lot about sunscreen usage, and this is another question that one of the viewers had, and I've personally never come across this. That if I have to store my sunscreen, will it really wear out after a point in time, or is it like I shouldn't be stocking it up? What is it like really?
So we usually get this issue when we are dealing with international patients, because we have very good quality products available in India and much economical.
Yeah.
So sometimes they end up buying a lot. But the problem is, any good sunscreen will always have proper expiry date. So it's usually 24 hours, months,
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
So you can't stock too many also. Approximately one sunscreen should last you good 2.5 months at the max.
Wow.
So if you're buying too many, so it's going to expire. Second, what you said is so important. We don't know how to store our medicines.
Yeah.
Sunscreen has a lot of active ingredients protecting you against a lot of heavy damage that is going to happen, the sun damage.
Yeah.
So if you store it in warm places, sometimes they keep it in the car. Okay, doc, I'm using this, but now after few months, it smells funny, it looks funny, the color has changed. So why these are kept? For you to know that the sunscreen is not okay anymore. The active ingredients A have become inactive, so the efficacy reduces. Plus, they will not be as effective, and we should not get the side effects of an expired product. So you cannot expose them to excessive heat. You cannot keep your sunscreen, one sunscreen in the car door. You have to keep it in a cool place. All right. So that is why the sunscreens have those indicators. You must remember, okay, use कर लेते हैं, थोड़ा पुराना हो गया वो फर्क नहीं पड़ता. No, the color is changing, the smell is changing. You know that it's time to get rid of that sunscreen.
Don't stock up too much that you have to lose them. That's the way to go. So thank you very much for highlighting that, doctor. So, doctor, I clearly understood that sunscreen usage starts right from 6 months of age. So that's how early we start. But if I look at, what are the pros and cons of not using sunscreen? I think people still need to know about that.
Correct.
They still feel that sunscreen is more of cosmetic, but it is not. It does have more benefits. If you could just highlight some pros and cons about not using sunscreen also.
So I'll give you first the using of sunscreen, what happens in my personal life. So my son is 7-year-old. So most of the time my mom goes for drop and pick up. So now they're more familiar with my mom, and she's been top A game of sun protection, everything, taking care of her skin. Now the entire school knows कि ये तो मम्मी है, आप कौन हो? I said मम्मी मैं हूँ, ये मेरे मम्मी है. So that is how a good sunscreen or a good skincare can help you. You do not need too many fancy things. You just need to be disciplined with anything, including the skincare. So, the most important thing what I wanted to highlight is if you're very good with sunscreen application, I've done it over a period of decades, you're going to age more gracefully. Your peers who are not taking skincare, and when you are doing, you will see the difference in the texture of your skin, in the tone of your skin, in the elasticity of your skin, in the firmness of your skin. Now, what do I mean by using these fancy medicated terms? Skin tone is nothing but if I am off my makeup, everything, how many shades do I see on my face? We Indians especially, we come in the skin type, we have the grading, Fitzpatrick, we come in the skin type 3, 4, 5. Not very fair, not excessively dark. So we have the tendency more so for tanning and uneven skin tone. Doc, I have gone for one Goa holiday, you see me, I am burning, I am tanning, my skin is peeling, and I have multiple shades. Correct? So we are more prone for uneven skin tone. So those who are properly taking care of your skin, the uneven skin tone, you'll overcome the damage much faster because you have prepped your skin over a period of time. It's like preparing well for an exam. I have studied, now you throw questions at me and I'm going to ace it. So similarly, even if there's a travel, anything, you're going to, overcome that damage much better because you've taken care of your skin. Second, texture, what I meant by the texture is when you see people say, I have dilated pores, dog. I have loose hanging skin. Now my skin has become very thick and leathery. I was not born with this skin. This is what the light, heat, sun exposure has done. So if you want to take care of your skin in that manner, you have to start. So these are not that I have got and she's blessed with wonderful skin. Yes, definitely genetics do play a major role. But what do you do with that genetics further is what is important. So texture is how we see those ads with 7 signs of aging. My pores are widened. I have veins which visible from inside. My lines are more visible. That is all what you have photo aging. You're aging a bit more faster. So tone we have seen, color discoloration, texture is how your skin appears, and third is when you see that one half of your face from the other. The one half is properly taken care of with proper sun protection. So you will see the lines are lesser, the sagging is lesser. What is holding your skin together is basically a protein. Collagen, elastin, all this is like a mesh network which is holding your skin together. Now simple, if I say I'm using sunscreen regularly, if you test my skin, my elastin, collagen will be much higher than somebody who's not. So these are those basic benefits you're getting. You are aging gracefully. All of us want to age gracefully. And if simple, scientific and helpful things you can incorporate, there's nothing like that.
such simple steps that we can take at the right time, but we're not aware. And I'm glad through this platform we're able to make all of you all aware. So please do take those basic steps to look beautiful and age gracefully. And as rightly said, prevention is better than cure. So go ahead and ensure that you prevent that sun damage to age better. So doctor, if I now talk about a case that I came across, say his age is around 35 years, never taken care of skin, you know how most of the men think that skincare is only for women. No, not right, I know that. But imagine he's done everything wrong. He's not taking care of his skin. He's got everything that you precisely highlighted, you know, wrinkles and XYZ. Now what should be done? If he starts skincare now, will he be able to reverse that, or he's completely lost the case?
So I'll tell you, Pooja, God has made our health so nicely, you know. So wherever you begin, you're only going to move forward. What is gone, never worry about that, because that's not in our hand. Maybe he may not be looking as young as another 35-year-old who's taken care of. But trust me, if today is the beginning of a skincare, within 6 months you can see the transition. Within 6 months you will see that you're not further aging will slow down, and there are certain changes. Definitely you can see the signs of reversal will happen. So God is very forgiving. Wherever we start, whenever we start, if it is a disciplined skincare, if it is not abrupt, okay, I start for a few days then stop, that discipline is the key. 35-year-old with whatever changes have happened, even if it is uneven skin tone, the pigmentation has happened, you can definitely reduce that. You can definitely slow down your aging process, the fine lines, whatever it is. Yes, you may require certain assistance with some procedures, something. But even I'll tell you, lot of people will come that we want to do these procedures. We see all these reels, photo facial, everything you can do. It's okay, it's scientific.
Right.
But if you have a good skincare in place, you will get the best benefits. So skincare is mandatory. The 35-year-old, whoever that patient is, can definitely never be disheartened that I've lost the game. Now what?
Yeah.
Definitely, you have a lot of time to achieve that, and within 3 to 6 months you can start seeing the changes. However small they are, and they're very rewarding.
Yeah.
When you start seeing, अरे क्या कर रहे हो, कुछ तो अच्छा लग रहा है, अच्छा कर रहे हो,
You feel
those,
better.
yes, and that gives you that boost.
Yes. So don't lose your heart, my lovely patient. You still can make that move and make that little difference, and that little difference can keep you happy. So stay fit and take care of your skin. So, doctor, through this platform of Sunscreen Must, we've definitely shared so much of information today. But any other highlights that you'd want to share with our viewers for their skincare every day?
So Pooja, I'm a teacher also. No, I have students, so I've ended up bombarding you with a lot of information. Thank you for bearing with me today. But my only awareness was, this was like a very simple, casual academic session rather than anything else. We just want people to know that why sunscreens are important. It is not that it's out there in the market, so we have to use it. It is something that is mandatory for all of us to do further, taking care of our skin rather than repairing something. If you can prevent, that would be ideal. So photo protection is a big way. So I just want them to know that this is a very basic skincare that you can start, and once you start that, your the changes will start happening. There are so many other things that you can add on, but this is something basic that I would want, and then you can build up on that. Correct? 13 step, 11 step skincare, all that is later. You begin with first simple cleansing, moisturizing and a good sunscreen, and you will start seeing the changes.
So doctor, to start anybody's journey with their skincare, and if they need to reach out to you, I really liked your clinic's name as well. If you can highlight something about Kaizen, and how can our viewers reach out to you, please?
So how much ever time we've interacted, Pooja, you would understand that my basic concept is to build up from some place further. So we at my clinic's name is Kaizen Skin Clinic. We are located at Andheri, Juhu in Mumbai. And the concept, it's a Japanese terminology. My husband came up with this name. So he studied in Japan, he did his master's there and he worked there. So he has studied this technology, the technique of how you improve yourself in his MBA. Kaizen, these are two separate names. It means small steps towards progress. So this is what it just clicked with us. It should happen with us. It should happen with our patients. Small step we take towards taking care of ourselves and building a healthy life. So at our clinic, we are a holistic approach in skincare. We offer all the dermatological services. We see pure dermat cases, also medical conditions. Along with that, we specialize in cosmetology and hair transplant. So all the services from your facials, the laser facials, the laser hair reduction, scar treatments. So all of this, we tattoo removals, all of this, nail surgeries. So dermatosurgeries are taken care of, hair treatments from hair fall to hair thinning to hair transplant. So that was the vision when we started off, that anything and everything under one roof for skin, hair, nails.
That was exactly what I was coming to. One roof for everything that you need in terms of your skin, hair, and to get a positive start to your life. So thank you very much, Doctor. I really want to thank you for shedding so much of information that you've shared with us. Very, very easily put up and basic steps to bring into our life. I'm sure all our viewers are going to be benefiting a lot with all the information imparted today. So thank you very much for joining Sunscreen Must podcast today.
I had a great time with you, Pooja. You are extremely warm. Just keep that vibrance and beautiful smile going there. It definitely has a very positive impact. And for all our viewers, I just hope that this has helped them. And just the basic thing towards taking care of yourself and taking that first step towards self-care, that is very important.
Absolutely. And for more such information on skincare and sunscreen, please do stay tuned into our channel, Sunscreen Must Podcast. We're available on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, and Apple Podcasts. That's it for today. For more positivity on skincare and sunscreen, stay tuned in. Thank you very much. Have a great day.